Hi there, welcome to today's painting tutorial. Today we are going to paint a frog with acrylic paints, so let's get started. I'm going to start with a size 0 round brush. Let's pick up some black paint and put a little bit of that for the pupil of the eyes. Then I'm going to rinse off the brush. Grab a little bit of this brown paint. This is a burnt sienna. And then go around that black. And then around the burnt sienna, pick up some of this yellow ochre. And bring it a little bit further up. And then around the yellow ochre, I'm going to take some more black and try to very carefully go around that eye with some of the black. And then I'm going to use a beige and go around that black with the beige paint. Then pick up some of this light green and bring that around the eye. Now let's take some burnt sienna, put that for the nostril. Also add a little bit of gray to that. And then go around that with some beige. Now let's work on the face. Before we do that, let's mix some of the burnt sienna with some of the gray. And I'm going to use that to fill in this line of the mouth. And it dips down a little bit in the center, then comes across. And now I'm going to switch brushes. Let's switch to a 6 filbert brush. Start adding the upper area of the face. I'm going to use this dark green and mix it with a little bit of gray. And start building some shadows with that. You're going to come this way, underneath the eye, over here. I'm going to put some gray up at the top here. Then let's bring this down over on the left side. I'm going to take more of the green and help blend that together. Try to avoid painting over the nostrils completely. You want to leave a little bit of that. And then I'm going to pick up this light green and start filling in some of the rest of that area that is left white. Try to go around that nostril. I can get even lighter by picking up a little bit of white paint. And start putting that top of the lip. Just a little bit of a lighter value. And now let's do underneath the chin. So for that, let's start using this light gray color. I'm going to go underneath the mouth. And then I'm going to pick up some gray and put that all the way under the chin. And then pick up some white. Start feathering that down. Try to get the colors to mix together. Maybe add some of this mint green in there. Put that where some of the shadows are. And then underneath the mouth, we can get a little bit lighter. Let's mix some white with the beige. And then see if we can put that underneath that darker area of the mouth. Okay, so now I'm going to switch brushes. Let's use a 3 flat brush. And let's work on this area here. So I'm going to take some gray and let's go underneath this area. As well as in the center here. Well, it's still wet. Let's pick up some of this minty green and start feathering that around. And then I want the mint green to transition into a lighter green. And I want the paint to blend, so you have to work kind of quickly. And then I'm going to take the light gray and bring that up here. And then underneath. And while that is still wet, let's add some white. See if I can get it to blend nicely. Again, you have to work super fast with the acrylics because everything will just dry on you very quickly. Okay, so I'm trying to get the paint to blend together. And then I'm going to take a little bit of dark green, put a little bit underneath here, just for some shadow. Okay, so I think the belly looks good. Now let's work on this area for the hands or the arms. So I'll take a shadow color first and put that in right there. And then I'll take some green, put that in next. Then a light green. And then a white. And we'll do that on the left side. So we'll take a gray, bring that down. And then your dark green. And then a light green. And then some white. And then let's do the legs in the back. So we'll take some gray. I'm going to put the gray in there where the shadows are. And then I'm going to put the mint green in there where it's just a little bit lighter. Take a little bit of the warmer gray. And then more mint green. A little bit of white. Okay, and then we'll do this back one here. So we'll take that gray and the green. Try to make a nice shadow. And then I'll pick up some of the mint. A little bit of the light green. I'm going to rinse off the brush. And then take a little bit of the white and feather that in. Okay. So now let's work on the toes. For that, I'm going to grab my 0 round brush. I want to make a lighter green. I'm going to take the yellow ochre, a little bit of this light green. Let's put this around the toes. So I'm going to do a layer of that yellow ochre and then put a little bit of white in the center. And see if that'll give a little bit of a three-dimensional look. Okay, we'll do that to the left side. So that yellow ochre around the outside edge. And then some white in the center. Okay, so then I'm going to, let's take some gray. I'm going to put that in between, create a bit of a shadow. And then I'll take that dark green, mix that in, start to outline, start to build form. Then we'll take that lighter green and start putting that in. And then we can take some white and allow that to mix with the paint that's on there and create our highlights. So that are areas that we want to come forward just a little bit lighter. Okay. And now it's time to clean up the piece and add some highlights. I want to add a little bit of a light yellow onto the palette. This is just a nice pastel yellow. And that'll create a really nice highlight color. So let's take some of that and let's put some along this edge where the arm is. Can put some on the toes. Let's put a little bit over here on the knee, and then we'll come over to this area of the arm. Can add a little bit of white on there too. Add a little bit over here. And then along the face, let's put some over here. A little bit on the nose, by that nostril. And a little bit under there. Bring some along this eye, underneath the eyelid. A little bit above the mouth. And then I'm going to take some white. Let's put a little highlight here with white. I'm just kind of going over some of that yellow. Let's put our highlight in the center of the eye. This side. Put a little bit of white under the mouth. Maybe over on this top lip. Then maybe a little bit over here on the right. Okay, so you can go back and add your highlights wherever you would like them. You can also go back and clean up some of your paint. You might want to add some more layers. Might add another layer to some of the color on the face. As you can see, the paint is a little streaky, so it might benefit from some more layers just to touch things up, make things look a little neater. Okay, but I think I will call this painting complete. Thank you so much for painting along with me. Like and subscribe for more painting tutorials. If you want to go deeper into acrylic painting, check out my free guide in the description below, and we will see you in the next tutorial. Bye!